good? What's good? What's good? Everybody. So, actually, my guy, on the Nobles podcast, we like to try to make people feel at home.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to like make people feel like, welcome and, feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So, we actually have a surprise for you.
Okay. Oh shit.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, bro. I think you might like that, bro. You tell me. I don't know.
Man, Coke Zero, bro, that's like on point. Like
Right,
somebody,
right, right.
it's like usually people do like Dr Pepper or like Coke, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
then people get the Coke Zero because I'll be trying to stay away from the sugar because it's a silent killer. You know what I'm saying? So the Coke Zero, that's like nobody does that. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, bro.
Oh
So,
shit, what else you got in here, bro? Bro, all right, look. Before I pulled up here, I literally told my girl and my partner before we pulled up. I said,
Yeah.
I bet Lisa's chicken is fire, bro.
you never had Lisa's
Never
chicken?
had Lisa's chicken, bro.
Bro, I'm not
And so
gonna lie.
literally, when we were pulling,
I'm gonna need you to taste Lisa's chicken
really,
on the Nobles podcast.
really, all right,
for
man, I'm down, bro. I'm down. No, you don't get it, bro. Like chicken is like my shit. Like anything chicken, I'm about trying. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, right before we pulled up, bro, I was like, Lisa's chicken. Like like I gotta understand because like it looks dank. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. So much flavor, bro.
For sure.
That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy.
For sure.
I'm gonna have to go by there and get me like some extra, on the
Yeah,
on the way
for sure,
out.
for sure, for sure.
Because there's not one where I'm from, you know what I'm saying?
Really, really so.
Yeah,
so.
like the Allen McKinney Plano area. There's not any Lisa's chicken.
Yeah, bro. Lisa's chicken, bro. That's some shit that like everybody go to, bro.
Hell
On
yeah.
everything, bro. So most definitely, I'm glad that we got that for you and you were able to try that shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to stop by there on the way now. But I appreciate y'all for real. That's real homie.
Facts, bro. So right now is a very crucial time right now in the world.
Definitely.
Yeah, this coronavirus, bro. Like
Coronavirus.
bro, I've been talking about it lately on the show, man, because it's like it's just not going away. It's something that's just here, and
I think that's the hardest thing is like is you don't know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You don't have no answers, no questions. Like you hear like what you hear on the media, but you really don't know if that's real some days. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you don't know. Yeah, and that's I think the hardest thing. No one has any answers.
right. So I mean, like other than that, bro, like I'm not gonna lie, bro. I watched your interview with Inside Look Live, bro, and in that interview, I noticed that you talked about an incident.
Mhm.
I don't know if you wouldn't mind
Yeah.
sharing that incident with us on the show.
Yeah, definitely. No, so about a year ago, it was about right when I kind of started making music.
Right.
When I did like my first show. I did it with Afton Music Group, and it was in Fort Worth, Texas. We did our show, and the next day we were flying out to New Orleans for a birthday event, and it was one of my friend's birthday. And I've never been to New Orleans before. Mama was telling me, "Don't go. It's like an evil place," because like we grew up real religious, so my mom was just like, "Don't go there." And went for a birthday, had a great time, and enjoyed myself. But we were out there, it was in the wrong place, wrong time. We were out in the morning in a bad area of the town in New Orleans. And as I got out of the car to ask somebody for some help, I got shot in the back.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I was shot in the back, it stunned me immediately. It was bad. I was in New Orleans for probably about a whole month. I lived there. I immediately was rushed, obviously, to the hospital, and it was a long time. I was in ICU. I had over 28 surgeries. Yeah, it was a rough time, man. It was like right whenever music was starting to get on the roll and get on the ball, and it's like this thing comes into a halt.
Right.
And it's hard. It was a hard time, but you know what I'm saying? We persevered, and we made music in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? We didn't stop. You know what I'm saying? The dream was still alive, and like my producer I was talking to you guys about, his name is Salo Blanco. That's like my right-hand man. He does all my engineering. He pulled up to the hospital whenever I finally was able to come back home to Dallas.
Right.
And he pulled up, brought all his equipment and set up, and we made a song. And I'm telling you, I was still like connected to machines. Like I just had got my medicine for the day. I was kind of feeling good, so I was like, let's get up and try to work on something.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right. So I got up there and I'm in a gown, butt out and everything, like rapping and getting on a beat and singing. And the doctor even comes in. She's like, oh wow, like what are y'all doing? And we told her, and she was like, all right, just keep it down. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And so we just continued, and we made that song, and we did like the hook, I think, there in the hospital, and like a little bit of a verse, and then I ended up coming back when I was finally better, and went back and remastered the track, and came out with the song John Doe as part of my last project, Afterlife. So
Right.
yeah.
Afterlife, bro. That's a dope project.
Yeah, it's in the mindset of when you're listening to it, you're like, this is the tape after, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I died 3 times, you know what I'm saying? I flatlined 3 times, and they thought I wasn't gonna make it. Like I'm telling you, like the nurses would come in the hospital room and be like, we don't know how you're like walking, like how you're alive and doing what you're doing, and they still don't. They don't know how I'm like back at work and things like that. So they think it's amazing. So it's like when we came out with this track, it was like he died already, so this is now his new life, afterlife. You know what I'm saying? This
That's
is like
powerful.
what comes from that. So. It's kind of a cool, you know, also on a creative platform people can grab onto and lean to as well.
That's so powerful, man. That's a lot that you just said right there. That's a lot to take in. So I just kind of want to dig in a little bit.
Definitely.
So my first question for you is just like, why Fat Drip?
Okay. I get that a lot. It was a name that obviously it was like right when drip was like starting to become a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like before there was drip wasn't really like said. You know what I'm saying? So it was right on the come up of like when drip was starting to become a thing. And so we were just out here, you know, I'm a bigger dude, you know what I'm saying, and I embrace it, you know what I'm saying. And I'm not like out here like overly obese, you know what I'm saying, but I'm out here, you know, I'm a bigger boy,
Right.
And so I just was like, yeah, Fat Drip, you know what I'm saying, and it clinged. I don't know what it was, it just like it fit together and it was original, and then like I would bring it up to people and like they come up, they'd be like, that's cool, bro.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I just like it came out of nowhere. I was just like Fat Drip, you know what I'm saying, and it stuck.
Most definitely, and I'm not gonna lie, like. Just looking at you, bro, like I can see it, so I can see that sticking and everything like that. I feel like it works for you. It suits you.
For sure.
Most definitely. So, just really quickly, man, just for all your fans at home and everything like that, just let us know, like, who is Fat Drip really?
Yeah.
Like, give us a sense, like, you know, you let us know about this incident and everything like that. Like, just really let us know a little bit more about who really is Fat Drip.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Right.
I grew up there for the first 10 years of my life, Corpus Christi. Shout out to South Texas. You know, it was cool growing up, but my mom, you know, the economic lifestyle out there wasn't very good.
Right.
And so my mom wanted to take us to a place that was going to be a little bit better for us. And so we ended up moving out here to Dallas, into like the McKinney-Frisco area. And I've kind of been out into the DFW area for the last like 13, 14 years. I've lived in Denton, I've lived in Commerce, Texas when I went to school at Texas A&M Commerce. I went there for 2 years, was in a fraternity, I was in Sigma Chi. You know, I've been all over. I've lived in, you know, Louisville area, you know, been over here, like lived in Dallas for a little bit, and so I've kind of just been all around this area for that entire time, and you know, went to school, had a few move arounds, and decided school wasn't for me, you know, just because I don't know, I just was a little bit more creative, a little more artsy, and I don't know, I just wasn't fucking with school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that, man, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little interested in this fraternity. I didn't know you were in a fraternity.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I was a Sigma Chi. I rushed Fall 14. Shout out to Fall 14 class. It was a good time, bro. I'll tell you this, it's an experience I love, but I'll never go through it again. Like, I love it, and I cherish it, like, the time, like, I've got some of, like, the bestest friends that came out of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got people that are my homies that came from it, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? It was a good time, but I tell people, I'm just like, it's the best experience I never want to have again.
I guess that's an accurate description.
Yeah.
Based from the sounds of it and everything like that.
It was cool though. I got to do a lot of cool things. Like I got to DJ and got to like host events, and I was, you know, a part of like the Rush events too, and so I helped out with that. But yeah, it was a good time.
And you were still doing music at the same time?
No, I hadn't actually pursued music yet. I was in choir. That was one of the biggest things I did in high school.
That is so crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Truth be told, bro.
And a worship leader, bro. I used to be a worship leader too. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So like, you was kind of like deep into the fraternity stuff.
Yeah. No, it was a good time, but I don't know. It's just like after a while, you know, people start to change and things like that. Just like people are normal. People, it's just life. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, we decided to move to Denton. All me and like a bunch of my pledge brothers moved to Denton and just had a little switch up. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, but go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off and everything. Go ahead and continue to let us know more about you.
Yeah. And then. So after that, I moved to Denton, and that's where I met like one of my like main producers, and that's Salo Blanco. Shout out to Salo Blanco. When I met him, it was like we were both kind of like going through a rough time. I got out of a long relationship, and you know, had some things happen there, and we found each other like kind of both in like a bad time, and you know, we clicked, and he made beats, and I freestyled because that was like a thing I used to do in the fraternity too. I would like freestyle at like parties and like events, and like if we were going to chill somewhere, like they would put on a beat and like we'd hang out and I'd end up freestyling, or like I was just always about bringing good vibes and energy, you know what I'm saying, and trying to have some fun. And so he made beats. He knew I was interested in music because I was in choir growing up, and you know, did a lot of like singing and performing, and did like shows and theater and all that kind of stuff, and was involved with that. And so he was like, "Why don't we try, you know, to make something?" And that's because like I would literally just sit in his living room and would just like watch him make beats, and like I'd come up with some ideas, but never really put anything down. And then one day he was like, "Let's try it. Let's try putting it down." And that's when I made my first song called "Don't Let a Hoe Come Back." And you can go listen to it right now on SoundCloud. I warn you, you know what I'm saying? It's trash, to be honest. But hey, it was an idea at the start, and you know, we wanted to change it up and have some fun. And so yeah, but it's funny. You gotta go listen to it.
Right, facts. I definitely will, and we can definitely make sure that we drop that description, that link in the description for y'all. Most definitely.
And then so we met and we made that song, and we were like, all right, we kind of have like a hitch to like kind of make something. So we continued and we continued. And that's when I had my first ever like anything music project come out, and it was called Stay Drippy.
Right.
And it fit with the Fat Drip name, you know what I'm saying? Stay Drippy. It only has 4 songs on there, and but it has like some actually really good gems in there. So if you have the chance to go out and check that out, it's dope. But
right.
So we made that, and then we're like, okay, now we have a really like we actually can make a project, and we have a really good hit on it. So let's keep rolling, like, let's keep making it, you know. And we're still going through things in our life, you know what I'm saying? Because life hits, and but it wasn't as bad, you know. So we continued, and we decided to start coming up with a sync. And so like what I do, I'm a bartender and server. So a big thing in like bartending and serving is called finesse, like finessing people. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to talk people and having that smooth, you know what I'm saying? That sales kind of like talk mentality, you know what I'm saying? And so it was always a big like thing. Like I always had finesse, and I would bring it up, you know what I'm saying? And bring it up in like when I was singing and stuff. And so we decided to make an album called Finesse Files. And you know, I just thought it was just like the files of finesse, you know what I'm saying? You go through, you get to read a part of it. And so each song had like a feel to that. It was like real smooth and like melodic, and it was a dope project. But in the middle of that is when I had my accident in New Orleans, and so it was like it put a halt. I mean, you got to think, I was on, you know, ICU and dying, and my producer, my right hand partner, is at home with a bunch of music, and he's like, "Am I gonna have to release my dead friend's music?" You know what I'm saying? Like he would have to sit there and listen and be like, "I don't know if this is like." I don't know what to do with this. And so, you know, it was a long time. It was 8 months. I mean, I've been through a lot, man. Like my incident happened in October, and in December I was on the stage doing a show with a colostomy bag because I was shot in the back. So and it came through my stomach. So I was literally shitting in a bag, like shitting in a bag for real. And I was on stage, like had a whole thing still connected to me, but it was like a satchel bag, so it kind of sat in back, and was up there on stage getting it. You know what I'm saying? Doing a show. And one day off the cane, because I had to have a cane, because I had to have physical therapy, because where I was shot at, like, got a lot of nerve damage in my right leg. And so, but still, like, it's just, that's what I've always tried to stick to. Making music for determination, perseverance, for motivating people to keep going, even on that last leg. You know what I'm saying, man?
That is powerful.
And not only that, but also, too, to feel good and to be happy and be in a happy mode. I don't know, you can ask people around me, but I always try to wake up every day and put a smile on my face, because I think about this. There's somebody's life out there that's a little bit worse than mine. And so if I can wake up every day with that mentality and go, how can I make the best of what I got? Because sometimes you can't obtain some things, and you got to just work to that. And how can I make the best of what I have now? Because I can't fix the past, and I can't fix the future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't make it to work there. All I can do is work towards it and keep building to that. But what I can do is be happy now and live the most now, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Life can be taken like that. And that's the one thing I tell people too. It's like, cherish this. Cherish what you got right now. Love the moment you get to it. Love the moment, even if it's walking to the gas station to get something to drink. Love that moment, because tomorrow you don't know if you might be doing that. Tomorrow you don't know if you might be making that walk to that gas station. You know what I'm saying? You might be getting hit by a car or something. It could be anything. It's just life. But that's the one thing that I've learned a lot from like my experience, especially in New Orleans, was just, you know, don't ever forget that life is something you gotta cherish and hold on to, and continue just to get up every day and go. You know what I'm saying? Put a smile on your face and go. Get after whatever you love doing, whatever passion you have.
Most definitely, man. So I just want to ask you about your most recent project, Afterlife again, and everything like that. Can you just tell us a little bit more about that whole process and everything that went into that?
Yeah. So we dropped Finesse Files, and towards the end of that after my recovery, and when I was finally like coming fully out of recovery, because I still had some other surgeries that I had to go through even after I dropped Finesse Files. And so me and him jumped in the studio a couple times, you know, when out of recovery, and we were kind of getting back in. It took a little bit to get back into it, you know, because it's kind of hard, you know, coming out of that and coming out of that, and mentally, you know, it takes a toll. So getting back and being able to make music felt good, and so we got in the studio and we started working, and that's when I thought of the idea of Afterlife. I was like, I don't know, I just feel like it'll be great, and it'll be a great way to put my story out there, my platform, and able to tell my story to people. And it fits kind of like what the music we're making, you know what I'm saying? It kind of sounds like cool and spacey and different genre, and so we made that, and I had one of my good friends, Julian, he took a picture of mine, he brought the idea to me. Actually, his name is Julian Johnson. He's also a part of a clothing company called LSG Clothing. It's actually out of Paris. It's not even out. It's out of like Texas, but his work is from Paris. Like it's Paris theme. Like it's from France. So he's from France. His whole family is. So it's a cool clothing company. But he brought me the idea of the cover and was like, "What do you think of this?" And I was like, "That's amazing. Like it fit perfectly what I was thinking of."
Wow.
And so we put it on, and I was like, "Look, like I don't want this to be something that I work on and go in vain." You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to not just be appreciated or anything. So I was like, "Let's put on an event where, you know, people come and they'll listen to the whole album live, and they can come and listen to everything, and it'll release on that day, so that way when they leave the show, they can get on their phone and they can pull it out and pull it up and listen to the song that they heard that night, or the song they wanted to hear.
that they
Exactly. Exactly. And so, you know, we worked, and you know, we actually didn't even expect for it to turn into an album. We started off with just making these songs, and we're like, okay, we actually got a project going, and like these are all kind of like fitting with each other.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we made Afterlife, and we finished it up. I was able to get a couple of really good features on it. We got Baby Yunqin.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Running Rounds. It was
yeah.
a great song. Great song. And then I got Frost the Kid as well. That song's called Pull Up. That music video is already out as well on YouTube. And then also too, I got my producer Salo Blanco. He raps as well. And so every once in a while I get him to rap on a track. And so he got a little feature on there as well. And I wanted to keep it with people that was like in the network of where I was kind of working, and so I didn't want to like go reach for anything that was kind of outside, and kept it in home. And so it worked out well. It was a great project, and even the show turned out better than we thought. Like we thought it was gonna, you know, a lot of things were kind of gonna be, you know, iffy, just because, you know, when you're planning your own event, you don't have somebody who's professional putting on that event. It's like there's some things that could go wrong, you know what I'm saying, and with anything. And it worked out perfectly. The people showed up, and Baby Yunqin actually pulled up and did his thing. You know, he came up, he performed a couple songs and had some drinks with us and had a good time. And shout out to them and their team. Like, you know, we got to meet some connections. I made some songs with a producer he works with, and so it was a great event. And Afterlife just brought a lot of great things. You know, it brought, you know, Inside Look Live to do an interview with them. Shout out to Inside Look Live and their company.
Shout out to Inside Look Live.
Shout out to them, bro. Anything that they're working on or something they believe in, they're a part of, bro. They work diligently and hard to do it. And, and you can't get that in a lot of places. And so the man behind the camera that's doing that, Jonathan Shaw, he's doing a great job, man. And that's what got to meet y'all. You know what I'm saying? So just like Afterlife, I couldn't ask for anything better. You know what I'm saying? We'd had a great show, you know, and it's coming with new opportunities and new things that I could roll into. So.
So you mentioned on the project Afterlife, you mentioned you got a feature with Baby Yunqin.
Yeah.
So real quick, bro, I just wanted to ask, like, what went into even getting that feature?
I mean, obviously, you know, like there was bread involved. You know what I'm saying, and it wasn't much, but you know, and I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying. It was at the time when he was, you know, just finally coming up. He hadn't really signed with Say Cheese yet, and it was great. You know, I thought of the idea, and I was like, man, I just feel like his sound and would fit this perfectly. And so I sent him the track, and he listened to it, he liked it, and you know, he ended up recording on it and sending me back, and we liked it, and we fit it together, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? And right now I'm working on getting some video shoot done for it, because I want to get a video out for it. But it was great. You know, he came out, especially just pulling up to the show and being a part of that. Like, that really meant a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of respect for that, because, you know, especially for an up and coming artist, like, they're very worried about where they go. You know what I'm saying? Just because they don't want to be in a situation that they can't get out of, or, you know, it's not safe for them. And so just for him to pull up and do his thing and be a part and hang out, and it was good. It was a good opportunity for me to take part of. It's definitely.
Right. And shout out to Baby Yunqin, and also shout out to Polo Ralph Norman, one of his producers and everything like that. So also on that project, you have the song Pull Up and everything.
Yeah. So
that visual, man, like, what can you tell us about that visual? I know a lot probably went into that video.
Yeah, so it was the first like real like big production video that we put quite a bit of money into. And shout out to Frost the Kid. He was the one who got me to connect with the people who shot that video. It was just Doozy Wolf Productions. You know, they're doing great. And then also Steven Gallegos Martin. He's a shooter for that video, and it worked out great. And then it was cool because we were like in different scenes and we were creating like a movie type scene for it. So you know, there was a little bit of acting involved and had to do some scenes, and it was cool because it was like it wasn't just rapping, like we were actually like creating like a little movie, and to see like the equipment out and like the cars and the people pulling up and being a part, and it just was a great day, you know what I'm saying? And we ended up renting a hotel that night and had like a little kickback there at the hotel, so it was just a cool event. And then when it came out, it was like the way that the production looked, and it was like I said, it was the first like big production we've ever put into a music video. And like we've done some like at home videos with our friends' camera and stuff like that, which was great, but it was the first big production video that we were a part of.
Most definitely.
And it jumped too, man. I'm telling you, like we put it out, and like I said, in the morning I woken up and it was like at 2.4K views or something like that, and that's like I've never gotten numbers like that. You know what I'm saying? And and then by the afternoon, I think it was like at like 4.6K, and then I think right now it's like sitting at stagnant like 6.8. But it's like just to see like growth like that when you go from like having no kind of views, like 300 on like my first project, or like 300 listens, and then you go to like 6.K views, and you're like, wow, like people are actually tuning in and being a part. You know what I'm saying? And of course with the help of promotion and people and Frost and Doozy and them, it's just cool to watch something grow. I think that's one thing that we like to watch. I think as people, whenever you work on something, you like to watch it grow.
Most definitely. Growth is essential, and it's something that I definitely myself personally strive for each and every day. I feel like you should definitely even surround yourself with people who are going to help you grow. So that just even brings me into my next thing. Your team and everything like that. You mentioned your guy, your producer. Like, do you have other people in your team?
Yeah, I mean, it's all like everyone has their own independent thing going on, but they all come together to be a part of what I have going on, which is really great. And I shout out to everyone that is, and the people that are listening and watching. Y'all know who you are. Thank you so much. And because it's like like my hair lady, she comes together and she does my hair, and she always for the most part takes care of me in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Early, so that way I don't have to worry about it. And then I have my friend Julian who comes apart for like the graphics and stuff like that, and then Sean comes together for the beats and the engineering, and then my girl actually cuts hair, so she helps me out and cuts hair, and then also cuts some of the guys here who are part of like videos and things like that. And so we all just do it in house, and we all kind of just work together. I have people like my buddy who lives in New Orleans who makes beats. He'll be sending me beats sometimes. So I have people in like a lot of places and like in their own place, because we're not all like in house. We don't have like a big production team or anything, but all these people do their own like thing, and they all come together to work on what Fedrip's got going on. And so it's cool to watch. It's cool to watch it like everyone, all my like basically family, because they're all the people involved in my life, come together to work on this. So.
Right. That's dope, bro. That's dope. That's amazing. So, like, would you say that having that team and having that foundation and everything, like, first of all, like, how long did it take you to even compile everybody and assemble everybody that you networked with?
I would say probably about 3 years, because I lived in Denton, and then like it took me about a year to kind of like meet like Sean and do our thing where we kind of had our relationship and our connection. And then once we met these other people, it was like, all right, how can we bring them a part of this idea that we have going on? And so I would say it took about 3 years to kind of get all those connections and people in that one place. So and of course, with my accident and things going on like that, it put halt and slowed some things down, but we never stopped. That's the thing, we never stopped. We still believed. It was like, this is what we're doing. This is how we see it. This is the vision we see, and we're gonna stick to it. We're not gonna stop.
That shit is powerful, bro. That shit is powerful.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I tell you, it's hard to believe sometimes. I think what I'm saying, that you can go from where we came from, a year and a half ago, where I was laying in a hospital bed in Dallas. You know what I'm saying, and not seeing light at the tunnel, to go from like making music and being part of interviews and doing music videos and watching the music come to life, and it changes. It just changes your heart, and to go, wow, like what I'm working on can actually become something. You know what I'm saying? And so you just can't stop. Once you notice that, like, hey, this has got a little nice sound, nice art, nice thing going on, you can't stop, because if you stop, that's where things start to get stagnant and start to slow down, and people start to fade away, and people stop listening to Fat Drip, stop hearing about it, and you got to keep the buzz going, and the buzz is by staying involved. Yeah.
So what would you say is some of your most memorable moments in your artist career?
I would definitely say obviously all my like releases, you know what I'm saying, and watching those grow. But definitely working with Baby Yunqin. I mean, that's dope. Also too, working with Frost and making these connections. I would say, even though I've done uh, a lot of Afton shows, and it's not the way that I usually like to go with it, but
Right.
I met a lot of great artists with that. There's a guy named Nate Lane out of Longview, Texas, and this kid, I mean, he'll get like 15K views on a song. Like,
Right.
this kid's good, you know what I'm saying? But I met him through like this small little thing where I did a showcase, and it was like that small moment, and now I have somebody, like, he pulled up to the Afterlife show and opened up for us, you know what I'm saying? Because I had some openers open up, because I don't know, I feel like in the game, a lot of the time it's hard to find people that are just like willing to help you out, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, business is business, so if you gotta pay for something to get on a slot, whatever, that's great. But, you know what I'm saying, every once in a while, me and my team at least, I can't speak for anybody else, we try to help people out. So, like, we had a guy named Sosa. He's out of like Denton, Texas area. We had him come up and open up. And
Right.
We just want to help people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we want to be open for the community. To be like, hey, like, if you want your platform, you want a platform to put yourself on, and we can help out too.
Right.
Let's be a part. You know what I'm saying? We want to work with everybody. We're not about like any beef or like cutting people out or being like we don't like them. Obviously, we like positive energy, and if you're bringing negative energy, we ain't gonna rock with it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But we try to be open to everybody and be a part and help people
Thanks.
out. Yeah.
Most definitely, bro. And on the Nobles podcast, and as well as D.Y.N and everything,
Yeah,
that's
shout
exactly what we try to bring and try to offer everybody. Like, we try to definitely offer multiple platforms and everything like that for artists to be a part and things like that. So I'm glad to have you a part on the show and everything like that,
Yeah,
expressing those same common interests and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I enjoy it because it's able for me to tell my story and to people to get to know more about me and to be able to tune in and tap in and also to like listen to the words of the music. I think sometimes a lot of time people don't listen to the words, and I'm not very lyrical. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that I'm a lyrical rapper because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But I try to talk about some things that that hit home. You know what I'm saying? And that bring people back to home and be like, I'm gonna continue. I might be going through the struggle, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna have a good time and turn up and enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want people to feel good and have good energy and good vibes and express that to others. And it's at the end of the day, it's about love. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather bring love than bring hate. I just feel like it feels better. You know what I'm saying? And it feels better to be accepted and to enjoy your time rather than have a negative time.
Facts.
Yeah.
So what else can we expect from Fat Drip in 2020?
We got a lot of music coming out. I know people have been waiting. COVID has put a lot of halt on things, but we got a lot of projects in the works.
Right.
I got some music videos coming out. I got a song coming out called "Struggle for Better." Be on the lookout for that. Also, to another single called "Pain in the Game." So be on the lookout for that as well. So we got a lot of singles coming out. We're going to be trying to focus on visuals and pushing out music videos because I feel like definitely right now in the music scene, like that's essential. Like having a visual and having the video for people to watch what they can hear. That's number one, bro. People love to watch what they can hear.
Facts. Well, all right, guys. Before we go, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to have you sign the D.Y.N poster. It's a tradition that we have from
I'm
the
down, bro.
podcast.
I'm down.
I'm not sure if you actually watched the show before this or not, but that's a tradition that we have here.
Okay.
So most definitely, y'all. I'm your host of Nobles Podcast.
Thank you so much. Shout out to D.Y.N. Shout out to Finn Entertainment. Shout out to Sleepy Corners.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Smooth AQ, the host of the Nobles Podcast. I'm here with my boy Fat Drip, and he about to make history as he signs a D.Y.N poster. Hey, you talking about? Yes, sir. My guy got straight to it. Yes, sir. We got it right here on the Nobles Podcast, baby. It's official.
Shout out to D.Y.N. Productions.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for us. That's it. I'm your host of the Nobles Podcast, Smooth AQ, aka Who's Smooth to Be, aka Nobody. Hey, you talking about?
We was living too fast. Now we living slow. Only nature.